Hey friends, how goes it? It's Bruce here down here in Phoenix, Arizona. Another beautiful day out there. Boy, is it pretty. A little cooler at this time of year, but we're in our second summer. We get two summers here. One's a little hotter than the other. Anyway, the other day we passed 300 subscribers. I would have never thought that that would have happened, but I just kind of started putting these videos out because why not share some knowledge with guys if it can help them? And seems like things are going okay here. I mean, I don't make any money off this, but I guess that's not really the issue. Anyway, I'm enjoying doing it, and you guys seem to like it, so I'm doing these longer format, a little more detailed, for you guys. You guys like to see a little bit more of the ins and outs of it, so we do that. And I've got a guy who subscribed to my channel here, and I started checking out his videos, and his name is Anthony Amadeo, I think is how you say it. He's got a great little YouTube channel you might want to check out. There's a lot of videos out there of guys showing you how to play. There's no shortage of them, but as far as restorations, I don't see too many of them. Maybe I'm missing it. I don't really check it out that much, but I've looked around a little bit and I haven't really seen too much on the vintage restoration. But this guy, Anthony, he's really a Rogers guy, and I'm not a real big Rogers guy. I have nothing against Rogers. I like their drums. I've owned them. I played them, and but I just don't know much about them. So I don't collect them. But he's kind of gotten me into these Rogers drums again, and he's got a great little channel, and I want you to subscribe to him. He's a little over the 800 mark right now, and let's try to get him over 1,000, and maybe he can start making some dough. So what I'm going to do today is I've got a few Rogers pedals here, and I thought that we would, take them apart and rebuild them a little bit. So let's do that. Anthony did inspire me to dig out some of my Rogers pedals, and here's a bunch of, three, I guess what they call Swivo Matic pedals. And I guess they're called 395Rs. And I'm not real sure. I've never really taken one apart. And so I thought we'd just spend a little bit of time today and maybe tear a few of these things apart and clean them up, get them working again. Because a friend of mine, Greg Keplinger, used to be quite a solid Rogers person, and I was at his house one day and I played on his set, and he had one of these pedals on his set, and I was really impressed with how it operated. It was really smooth, and I liked the heel up because I play heel up mainly anyway, so it didn't bother me, but I just liked the flatness of the board, and it just had a great feel to it. And so I guess I found a few of these things, and I've used them a little bit through the years, but never really, I didn't really know too much about them. So I've got this catalog here. This is a 64 catalog, 64R. It's a nice old catalog, and from what Anthony was saying, he said if Buddy's in it, then that means he was still with them at the time, and then they made an updated version of this catalog, I guess, and the one right after, and Louis was with the Rogers, but Buddy was not. So they kind of took him out of the catalog. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to mess around with this pedal today, have some fun, and try to understand this stuff a little bit better. So I've got a couple here that pretty much look the same. These two, I notice, have the sort of the same heel design. As you'll notice, this one does too. See where this part kind of comes out this way, and they have a screw in them. You see right here, there's a screw, and then this one I've got is more. It's shorter. See how there's a little bit shorter distance here, and it looks like it's, I guess, pressed in there. And I don't know the years of these things. Anthony would know all about this stuff, but I just thought, it might be interesting to start ripping apart these things and getting them up to snuff. And maybe you've never done it either. So let's start with this one here, and I'm going to take it all apart, and I'll be right back at you. Okay, I've got that pedal all torn apart. I've never done this before, so it's all new to me. But I wasn't able to get this out of here because I don't want to remove whatever these are holding it in. I don't know what they are, and until I do know what they are, I don't want to ruin something. It's not that important. I can buff around it. I got it to slide, and I took the little plate out from underneath it and the screw. So one thing I did find out is that this particular pedal has the brass, like instead of roller bearings, they had this brass bushing here. Looks like brass anyway. And then if you look over here, I took this other one apart, and Anthony was saying in his video that they were putting these Torrington roller bearings in these pedals in the early stages. And so this one obviously has the roller bearings, and this other one over here too. So we'll save those two for later. Plus, you'll notice on this one here, it has these in this casting, it has these parts here, where the other one, if you look at them, the one I'm working on the left, it has these parts in the casting, and this one is just, it's just different. It doesn't have this part of the casting in here on these other two pedals. Well, no, actually just this one pedal. This other one over here does have that too. So obviously that has something to do with years. And then one thing Anthony was saying in his video is that in the castings you'd see these three dimples, and I can slightly see the dimples in this one. There's one there and there, and I don't know if I can see the other one, but they were very prominent in the early part of the castings in 1959 when these pedals came out. And then as time went on in the castings, they, I guess, filled up with sand or whatever, and it just flattened out. So you can barely see the little dimples, two of them anyway in this one. But that's not the one we're working on right now. So this must be a later pedal, that's fine. We can get these things working and give them a test run. So I've got all the parts slightly laid out like they would, and I'm just going to go around and clean them up. So I've cleaned this base plate up. One thing I like to do in this hole here, I got these like brushes that you use for cleaning brass instruments that I've used in the past, and you can clean this hole out real good where the where this part goes in there, and it'll help the travel, and it'll be smoother. And you can just run it around with some air or something and clean it out. I'll just blow it out with some air. That's all nice and clean. Yeah, so now I'm taking a 1/4-20 tap and running them through all these threads. That way everything's working smoothly. And I'll go through all of the threads on the pedal and, re-tap them. Just clean up all these threads real good. And let's have a look and see what we think of how much dirt's coming out of there. Every time I try to show you guys something, I'm always holding the camera way too close. But if you look here, I mean, I can't tell. My eyes are really bad, but I think I'm seeing a lot of particles. I mean, I'm seeing them. So, just blow it off every time. And then just go through the next one and clean it up. That way everything's all nice and clean, and it's going to work really good. Okay, now I've changed the tap because, let's see, where's that one? Oh, the main screw here that screws the plate on to hold the bass drum pedal on. Like I said, my eyes aren't great, but I think that this tap says 5/16/18, and I think that means 5/16 diameter and 18 threads per inch, but I could be wrong. So check your own, do your own investigating. So I'm going to run it through here because this one felt really tight. I'm going to do it really slow because I don't want it to bind up. And you'll see it's going through the other side, and I didn't have any binding or anything. But man, you should see the dirt in there. You can see it right there. I mean, it was just absolutely filthy. Let me retract it real quick. I mean, look at this. Look at all this. It's just caked on there. And that's just one side of it. Let's check out the other side. Look at all that. It's just absolutely packed with dirt and grease. And that's going to help bind it up and mess up everything. So that's I think it's a 5/16/18. I've done all the 1/4-20s. And I've also done this one here and this one here. That's where the strap goes. Now I'm going to look at and see what these are. I'm going to clean these up. As far as the Allens, I'm not going to probably clean those because I think they felt pretty good. So let me find that tap and I'll let you know what that is. Okay, so I've cleaned up all these parts, and I thought we'd start with reassembly of this base plate, I guess you'd call it. So I'll start by oiling these screws. Let's see here. All right, this one goes here. These are your stoppers. So I assume that'll go like that. And this this thumb screw has the kind of built-in washer around it. I'm not going to have the spikes going down. I'm just going to tighten them up. I'm just going to have them flat for now. And then here's the other one. I'm going to tighten them on. That way I've just got this thing eliminate the parts that I know where they go. Because once I take this thing apart, it's just a big puzzle. Like I say, I've never done this before, but I don't mind it. Okay, so we got those on. Now this is that part. It was really tight in there and dirty. I'm going to oil it up real good. I might even put some oil in there. Because this seems to be the part that gets corroded the soonest. I don't know, I guess, to me. So I'll slap that in there. Yeah, that works real smooth now. Okay, so got a little bit of oil on the plate here. I'm going to get that off of there. All right, now let's get this. I cleaned this all up here. This tower, as it were. I don't know what you call it. I believe this one here goes like this, and then one of these thumb screws goes on here. I think this long one goes in it, actually. So let's oil him up. And I'll just put him on there real quick. You know, everything's going to have to be adjusted. Now I'm going to oil in here. Why don't I clean this out a little bit here? Let's clean all this out real good. We'll put some oil in there. And then we're going to put this rod through here. There it goes. I'm going to put these parts back in here. Put these in here, just hold it up a little bit, a little bit of oil on them. Just everything's finger tightened right now. And then I'm going to put this piece on here. Now you'll see this dimple here. That's where this set screw rides. So we're going to put that in here, because I assume that's where it rides. and it went in there nicely. Let me just take it out. I want to make sure we got, yeah, just like that. Let's get our Allen wrenches around here somewhere. Tighten that guy up there. And once you get it close to that divot, it'll adjust and go right where it wants to go. So it's nice and tight in there. There's just a little bit of play. And now we're going to put this part in here. This just a little bolt here goes through here and rides on this shaft here. So we'll oil him up a little bit. Put it in there. And I believe this one was on the second screw. We put this one in, and then this washer goes in here, just like that. Okay, and now it's able to spin freely, and we're going to be able to put our screw on there, our adjusting screw here, put a little bit of oil on him, and put her through the little hole there. Now we're going to get let's see here. There we go. Now they want a lock washer on there, and this little turn dial here. And I cleaned that thread out real good, and I cleaned the threads on the adjusting screw. So those are okay. I'm going to just tighten this tower here up a little bit. I don't know what you call it. I'll get corrected on that. That's okay. Riser, maybe you call it. And here's the beater. I know that's a Rogers beater because it's got this this flat spot they ground into them. Pretty cool. All right, so now I'm going to take this plate here. That's next, and under here you got this flat plate here and this screw. I'll just put some oil on it before I even get started. And I've got to be able to put this plate right in here. It just slides right on this track. Can you see that? It slides on this track. And then you just bring it down here where you can get the screw in the hole. And you got to line it up. And it's lined up. Pretty good. Let me get this thing screwed in here. And of course I don't know where I want it. I don't know where I want this yet. So I'm just going to tighten it up right where it is. I cleaned this whole thing up. Just clean the screw up. Okay, let's see, this one goes, we've got everything there. Now we've got to get our, I didn't clean inside here. Let me just get up a little brush and I'll clean that up a little bit. I use this little brass brush, clean up around in there. Clean it up real good and just dry it off. Okay, now we'll just get our little set screw and oil her up. Pop it in here, because that's going to hold our rod on there, like that. And this here rod goes here with the flat side up. And I don't know how far we want it, so I'll just put it in a little ways. And I'm gonna put this key in there and tighten it up a little bit. Now I've cleaned up all these little set screws real good too, so they turn really nice. So that's in there. And this here takes this plate here. This little plate here holds that on there, and I'm going to clean that up. Just one. Okay, so I've mounted this little plate here. Goes right on that little pin there, and now I'm going to install this screw here. And you can move it whatever position you want. I'm not going to tighten it up, just a little bit. Now I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to have to try to start figuring out where I want this pedal to ride. I don't want it here, so I'm going to bring this up a little bit. So I'm going to bring it up to about maybe here. Okay, so let me get that in there, and I think maybe somewhere in this area. So I'll just tighten it up a little bit. Okay, there's a piece missing here. There's a little toe stopper here. Not a big deal. I don't have it, so I mean it's on these other pedals, but it's not necessary. So now this brings us to this, we can put this beater on here. Let me put the screw on here. Let me oil it up. Let's put that on here. And I'm going to put it with the felt side up. Well, no, I can't, because the flat side goes this way. I guess you can turn those. No big deal. You can have it the way you want. And so I guess you can turn these. Oh yeah, you can turn it. You just push down on it and it'll turn. So I'll have the felt side toward the head. And okay, so now we've got basically everything here, but we have to find out where we want our okay, it's time to put a strap on this thing now. So I've got this dog leash, which is about the same width as that leather strap that was on there. So I'll take my torch here. I've got this nail in here, which is I think they call these apex nails, but I could be wrong. It's something with an A. I think it might be apex. I don't know. It's a really thick nail. So I'm going to heat it up. And put my torch down, and I'm just going to burn a hole in this strap. As you can see. Voila. And I'm going to bring it over here and show you what I'm doing here. So I've got this, let's see, let me make it a little bit bigger. Because this this screw that goes on here is quite a big, it's 1/4 so it's pretty big. So I'm going to actually screw it in there. And I'm going to put it on this pedal here. And I put a washer on there. I may not stick with that, but I'm going to stick with it for now. Okay, I got that fastened down real good, as you can see. Got that fastened down real good, and that's the way it's basically going to go. And now I'm going to put this pedal base back in here. I've got it adjusted basically where I want it. And I'm just going to get an idea where I want to cut this thing. So I think I want to cut it off about right here. That'll leave me a little extra in case I want to go down or up. So I'll just cut it off about right here. And then I'm going to take it out of there. One problem with this black strap is that you can't make a mark on it. So I just got it marked basically with my finger where I want the first hole. All right, let's put it about right there. I'll put another one here. And I think I'm just going to stick with these two for now. I can always add another one, but I can't take them away. So let me screw it back down here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw it on here first because it's really tough to get it on there. I'll put it on this first one. Let me see here. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, so that goes like that. And I'm going to put it on this second one here. Battery's getting low on this, so hopefully it doesn't cut out. Let's just see here for real quick here. Put that in the board here. I put this board back on here. Hopefully you can see this. And of course I've got this upside down. So I'll put it on there. Blocking your view, aren't I? Okay. Hopefully that'll work. Gonna get that threaded in there now. Come on now. What the fuck? Oh, I see what's going on. It's this washer's kind of screwing me up here. You know what? I was going to say I wouldn't take the washer up, but I kind of like the washer in there. That's something I added. Now, that's not what Rogers had on there, but I just want to get as much surface grip as I can. All right, now we got it. All right, we got that on there. Let's check this out here. All right, that's beautiful. Now let's get this straightened out, because if it isn't straight, it's going to look funky on there. Let's see here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, great. And I'll show you the angle we're at real quick. I mean, we don't have the riser set or anything, but just that's about the angle I like. Now, if you like it lower, there's another hole here, or if you like it higher, you can make another hole. But that's just a basic general idea. Okay. Okay, so that's basically what we have here. I kind of like the profile where it is. This is out here where we want it. I guess that's about where it goes. Let's listen to it. It's like really quiet. And it's got some nice spring to it. Let's see, I'll get it to flop around a little more. That's probably where I like it. This tends to want to go up a little bit, so let me put this rod up a little bit and see if that's what it wants to do. So I'll just move it up a little bit, and it tends to keep wanting to move. Yeah, I think that was it. Look at that. Perfect. Looks like a pretty darn good pedal. Okay, so I don't know. I might just post this video, and if you want to watch the other two get rebuilt, we can do a quickie on those. But you basically get the idea. I mean, I could do them, but I don't know. Maybe one's enough. So don't forget, help out Anthony Amadeo with his channel. He's a great guy, and he's really quite a good player. He's done some transcriptions of Tony, Max, Philly, Jack DeJeanette, let's see who else, Elvin. He's done a few on Elvin. Bonham, he's done some of those, and a little bit of Credence. I saw one of those, and he's just done some great, he's got some interviews of people who worked at Rogers way back, and I just think you might enjoy his channel. Always glad to help out a fellow guy doing things that we all enjoy. So, okay, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please put a thumbs up, okay, because it might help me with my channel and get things moving a little bit more in the direction we want to go. Okay, till then, later.